Hey guys, welcome back. Brian here with the Orange County Real Estate Market Update for August 2024. The purpose of these updates is to give you some predictive factors you can use to say, if I was making a decision in real estate or if I was trying to get some advice, here's what I can look forward to. I get asked on a constant basis, almost every single person I ever run into is a very specific question about what they should expect, what's coming in the decisions they're trying to make. So I'm going to give you some data and some information, in my opinion, of what you're looking at so you can try and make a better decision moving forward. But that is the objective of these market updates. So without further ado, here's what's been going on up until August, and here's what we see moving forward. The very first thing that we should talk about is actually interest rates. Most people are talking about it. It's in the news. The Federal Reserve is set to meet again and lower interest rates. The market is already starting to anticipate some of these changes. So what you've noticed is for 3 months in a row, we've actually had slightly better interest rates, but this is the first time that's happened in the last 2 years. So last 3 months in a row, June, July, and now August, the rates have gotten just a little bit better every single month. The question is, how is that going to impact the real estate market moving forward, and will it continue? In June, the average interest rate was 6.88%. In July, the average interest rate was 6.76%. August, the average interest rate is 6.43%. Now, this is important because I am hearing a lot from the lenders we work with that they're seeing a pretty sizable increase in loan applications, which is a thing we would want to look forward to. We're trying to see, is there going to be more traffic towards real estate in the future? And if you're trying to make a decision on selling or buying, that should tell you two things. Number one, if you're looking at buying, you might find more competition in the next couple months. If you're looking at selling, you might find more competition for your property in the next couple months. We'll see. The second thing we're going to pay attention to is the actual inventory itself. Now, we watch a couple things. We watch active inventory, we watch new inventory, and we watch sold inventory. This is important because it tells us the different facets of what's going on inside. If I'm a buyer and I'm looking for something, but I don't ever take action on it, that means there might be a lot of active inventory, but nothing selling. Systematically, also, if there's nothing new coming to market, but a lot of things are sold, then we're seeing that there's a lot of appetite for real estate, but there's nothing to grab onto. In this case, this is the first time in 2 years we've had an increase of over 1% in active real estate inventory. It's 10%, which is huge if we're looking at only the last 2 years, which is quite honestly the new normal. We got to pay attention to everything post-COVID as its own entity. And this is the first time we've had that adjustment in 2 years. So what does that mean? Well, we have a lot more to choose from. If we're being a buyer, there's more for us to choose from. So we have to understand that if we're looking at this in combination with interest rates being lower, will that increase the amount of sales? If it does, what will that do moving forward to real estate, or better yet, people's impression of the real estate market? Because all of the stuff we're worried about is all based upon, do we think everyone will lose their faith in real estate, or will people be really faithful in real estate again and things will start moving at the pace we've been used to over the last 10 to 15 years? So the very last thing we want to talk about is what to anticipate or expect moving forward. Now, this is a very unique year. We've had a lot of very recent changes we just discussed, but they're also siding up right up against an election year. And this happens to be one of the strangest election years I've probably seen in my adult life. But nonetheless, here we are. And are people going to make decisions moving into this election year in a different way they've done in the past? There's a lot more media today, a lot more technology that gives us news at a rapid fire rate. Will we decide things differently now based upon information coming at us and what we do with our real estate or our investments inside of this election? And will we anticipate a change in the direction of the market based upon who we think, or what, let's say, what powers that be we think will be in control at the time that the election is over? Markets do tend to respond to that kind of information. The question is, how will all the other consumers respond to? If people decide, well, that's great, the interest rates are low, but I'm going to wait until I see who is there, then that might mean nothing. That might mean all the interest rates are great, but nothing's actually changed. And we'll have to wait to December or January to see how the markets respond. We might be sitting on a lot of inventory by then. We might be sitting on none. So we'll have to monitor these things as the months progress to see if there's anything of value to us to make better decisions. Because I'll be the first person to recommend to a seller who's simply on the fence saying, I don't know if I want to sell now or sell in January. If things look really good for them as a seller, I might advise them, hey, they look really good for you as a seller today. I do not know what January looks like, but today looks good. Or at the same time, as a buyer, well, I want to buy, but maybe January is going to be even better interest rates. Some of these things are simply hopeful items that we think, well, we had 15 years of really good prosperity. Maybe that's going to happen again. Truthfully, all those years are gone. Everything after COVID is its own thing, and we have to treat it as its own actual thing. So we're going to monitor everything moving forward and we'll give you advice based upon what's happening right now today. Now, today we have a lot of active inventory that could very swiftly change in the next 2 months. But for now, we do. So what I would advise is if you're the type of person trying to decide if it's the right time to buy, sell, should I rent, should I invest, whatever those things are, there are strategies to every single season. You can be profitable in every single market. You just have to understand where the profits are. Now, if you're staying in touch with your people, like our clients stay in touch with us, you're going to be very well informed on where the good stuff is. And you'll be very well informed on where the bad stuff is. You can do that on a daily basis. So here's what I would suggest. Keep up with us on the newsletter. And if you have anything specific you want to talk about, you can reach out to us directly. And it doesn't have to be me, by the way. It can be your trusted professional. That's okay too. But make sure you're getting the information from the horse's mouth so you're not just anticipating what you get through social media or the news. That's not going to be helpful today. This stuff is happening on the ground and it's being very quick. So until next time, I'm Brian. It's been great seeing you here on our market update. We'll see you in 30 days for our next market update. But if you need anything before then, please reach out. We'd be happy to talk to you. Have a great day.